bills are getting more expensive. Consider the fact that replacing your power steering could cost over $620. A new engine or transmission could set you back well over $3,000. Consumers Choice Auto Care wants to give you a free, no-obligation quote, so these repair bills cost you nothing. With an extended service plan, you choose the repair shop you want, and we cut them a check directly. Get a free consultation on a solid 5-year, 100,000-mile extended vehicle service agreement, no matter how many miles are on your car. You pick your own coverage, deductible, and payment plan. You even pick your own repair shop, and we pick up the bill. For a very limited time, the first 10 callers get a 25% discount if you call now with your current mileage. For your free quote, call 800-232-3260. That's 800-232-3260. Don't wait. Protect yourself from future expensive repair bills. Call 800-232-3260. That's 800-232-3260.
Welcome back to the What's Cookin' Today show on CRN Digital Talk Radio. What's cooking in your world? Food, wine, restaurant, travel, entertainment. I'm Michael Horn. That is Paul Stern. A reminder for you, this week on the PM show with Robert Conrad at many of these stations, Bob's guest is Eve Plum. Remember Jan on the Brady Bunch? That should be kind of fun. Stay with us here throughout the day on this radio station and this cable system. Emily Kaufman is next with us. She's known as the Travel Mom. Travel tips for this spring break. Welcome, Emily Kaufman.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome to be on the show. We love to have you here. Okay, so spring break kind of, it happens at different times for different people. So what do we want to know first off? Give us some basic tips when we're traveling around with the family, or if our kids are older and they're in school and they're taking spring break. What do we need to worry about? What do we need to do?
You know, we don't need to worry so much. I think that we're this nation of overthinkers and overplanners and overdoers.
What if your kids went to Mexico for spring break? Should you worry?
You know, as the travel mom, I always defer to the State Department or the CDC when it comes to advisories. So I don't ever like to take a stand on what I do. I know personally in my personal life, I'm not comfortable. I do have a 19-year-old son who's a sophomore in college, and he's not visiting Mexico this spring break. But I also have a sister who owns a resort in Tulum, Mexico, and I know that she feels completely safe there.
Now, where is Tulum, Mexico?
Tulum is on the Mayan Riviera. It's on the Cancun area, that side. And
so she says that she feels it's safe there.
She feels it's safe where she is. She's completely booked, and she owns something called Bikini Boot Camp. And they get a lot of adults that come to escape there.
Yeah, what's that all about? You just caught Paul's fancy on that one.
Maybe I will book that trip to Mexico.
What's the Bikini Boot Camp?
It's really cool. You go, they eat very healthy, and there's yoga, and there's thatch roof palapas right on the beach. It's a very rustic, very get back to nature, eat healthy, live clean.
Okay, but let me give you a scenario. Let's say you're a mom, and your 19-year-old decides, hey, he is going to Mexico. Now he's in Mexico. What do you do?
Well, I tend to encourage that if you're going to go somewhere, stay in the populated areas where the big cities are.
Don't wander off into the little...
don't wander off. But that should be your standard rule of thumb is when you're in countries that you're not familiar with, and the State Department has advised warnings, you've got to make good choices. That's what I've always tried to instill in my kids is, make good choices.
Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was in Mexico City herself here recently.
Yeah, and she was in Mexico City, which is one of the largest cities in the entire world. She wasn't driving off down some dirt road.
She wasn't in Jalisco. That's right. You're exactly right.
So I just think, you've got to make good choices and be aware. And it's not just Mexico. It's anywhere you're traveling. One of the things I really am stressing to people is to keep it simple. Right now, families in particular are really intimidated by travel, the airlines checking your bags, the security, the prices. So I'm really encouraging people to do the simple road trips like we used to do when we were kids. And there are so many fabulous, easy road trips to do, and it's all about creating vacation memories with your family. I don't care if you're taking an hour car ride or going to the Caribbean. It's the point is to be together with your family. And you can do that in such an easier way.
Okay, so in other words, say keep it simple, maybe do a road trip, maybe just pack the things together, throw them in the car, and take off.
Yeah, this is something, too. I teamed up with Enterprise Rental Car and put a bunch of road trip tips on the Enterprise website.
Oh.
And something that I've done in the past, long before I got involved with Enterprise, is I live in the San Fernando Valley and took my son and a bunch of his friends down to Disneyland and rented one of those big SUV cars from Enterprise.
So you actually rent a car just to go on a road trip?
I rented the car for the road trip. My car was too small to handle all the kids that I needed. Also, I lease my car. I don't want to put the miles on.
Well, that's my problem. I always put too many miles on my lease.
I'm a soccer mom to begin with, and I live in Southern California, so I can be anywhere from one end of the state to the other on a weekend, and I always go over my miles. So if you're renting a car, you don't have to worry about the miles. You can get a bigger car.
Are there other deals, though? I mean, if you go and rent a car, are there good deals out there right now? Like sometimes you find good deals on airfare where you can find like a weekend getaway package or something?
Yeah, there are some really great deals to be found. I think people think of renting a car when they arrive at their destination.
Yeah.
But if you explore it, it comes out to be significantly less to take your family on a road trip in a rental car.
That's a very interesting tip. All right, we appreciate that. What's your website where we can find out more?
Enterprise.com is where all those tips are, and I have a website, thetravelmom.com. I don't sell anything on my site. I answer every single question that comes in there.
At thetravelmom.com?
Yep.
All right, we're going to check it out. So if we got questions, we talk to you, Mom.
Yes.
Everybody's favorite mom because you take us places, the travel mom. Emily Kaufman, thanks for being with us. Straight ahead, more coming up for you, ladies and gentlemen, here on the show. Stay with us. What's cooking today? Right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Meet Eloy Flores, owner of a new Buick LaCrosse CXS.